Everything is proceeding as I have foreseen. Little bit of Emperor Palpatine for you guys, because I went 5-0 on the picks. We freaking did it again. Let's go. My bet screen is all green, folks. All right? So I had to bust out the Palpatine Star Wars for you folks. We did it again. I've given out my official bets for 3 UFC cards. 2 of them I've swept. Chim chimity, chim chimity, chim chim charoo. I don't know the rest of the lyrics, but I'm hitting these picks, and my account looks good. Lots of green, as I mentioned. I showed AJ before I went on Moneyline. I'm like, look at my bets. I've got like freaking 9 out of 10, right? So it was good. I put bets in the free channel, by the way. So even if you don't have $1 to your name, folks, go check the free channel. The link is in the description on my channel. I'll put it here once I actually post this video. And you guys can get my bets if you want to tail me or don't. But we're winning over here. Who else is doing this? Who else is sweeping cards consistently like this? Since I've made this Most Confident Picks show, 4 out of 5, 5 out of 5 is the norm. That is the absolute norm for this show. And I always end up fixing one. And I say the word fixing because it ends up being correct every time. This past Most Confident show, it was Dudakova. I put Dudakova in the lineup. But as the week went on, I was looking at Sam Hughes and I was thinking, fuck it. Didn't give it out on my free channel. Didn't give it out on my premium channel where I post my actual bets, even though I bet everything this week. I just was like, I'm not giving out Dudakova. I'm not confident enough in it. Sure enough, fucking Sam Hughes does it. Right? I went back on Molly Meatball. Sure enough, she fucking loses. You know? It's happened 3 or 4 times now. So throughout the week, I end up tinkering little edits. And then Friday after weigh-ins, you guys get the official bets. Please jump in if you guys haven't yet. For those people who are premium members, I appreciate you guys so much. Fucking awesome. All right. Let's talk fist fights. You guys want to do a really quick recap? Really quick. Umar Nurmagomedov is a good striker. Holy shit. That one knockout he got over the Brazilian whose name doesn't come to mind right away. It wasn't a fluke. My man can really outstrike Corey Sandhagen. That was interesting to watch because he keeps Corey Sandhagen off balance with the takedown threat. Grappling is beautiful. Corey Sandhagen's good on the ground too, but he looked really good in that fight. You know, the commentator said they've got a tough job scoring this fight in the 4th round. The live odds come back after the 4th round, minus 1850. What the fuck are you guys talking about? It was a one-sided ass whooping, and Umar was swinging the hammer. At least you got to give him 4 out of 5 rounds. Shara Bullet looked good, but he's leaving his neck out. He's getting taken down by Michael Olejechuk. Not the best. Not what we want to see. Shara Bullet. So I did end up, picking Shara Bullet, and he did end up winning, but we saw a hole in his game. Take that note. Davis and Figueiredo getting it fucking done. I mean, could I have broken that one down any better for you guys? Davis and Figueiredo's a 3-round fighter, and Chito Vera's a 5-round fighter. And you saw Chito warming up, getting into the fight in that 3rd round. You saw Figgy start to gas in the last minute of that 3rd round. But in a 3-round fight, Figgy can pace himself. You even saw Sugar Sean O'Malley call him out. Hey, he's pacing himself because he's gassing. It's exactly what was happening. And he got that dub. Congratulations to Captain Eric Albarracin. I saw how happy he was in the corner. Michael Chiesa mopping the floor with Tony Ferguson. Pretty easy to watch. Michael Chiesa is soft as puppy shit, though. I mean, he's moving away from Tony Ferguson like he's fighting prime Mike Tyson. What the fuck was that? Why was he backing up so much? He was backing up. Like, bro, get in a fight with Tony Ferguson, please. Ends up getting a takedown and a rear naked choke that was way too easy. Tony, please retire, brother. Shamil Gaziev not only out-wrestled Don'Tale Mayes, he outstruck him as well. One-sided ass whooping. Shamil Gaziev was my most confident pick of the card. I think he showed you guys why. Mackenzie Dern, nice armbar attempt against Godinez. That was the only one where I was kind of on the edge of my seat. Oh, shit. Is this one going to go bad? Because I picked the over. I ended up switching from being on loopy to just saying, hey, let's pick the over. And of course, the fight goes to a decision. Good girl fight. Joel Alvarez, I also picked over 1.5. Perfect, because he ends up knocking him out in the third round. Looked really good. I think a lot of people were underestimating the kickboxing of Joel Alvarez. I didn't, because Elvis Brenner's got a ton of power, but you got to have a delivery system, right? You could have the best gift, the best package, big old bomb, but you have to have a delivery system. You have to be able to get it to the destination. He wasn't able to do that. Awesome performance by Joel. We sweep again. Raise your hand if you made some money, folks. Come on. Come on. I'll look in the chat. Keep it rolling. Let's go. We in the building. I'm on fire. Thank you, Dixon. I appreciate you. Let him sleep. More money for us. I'm saying Finch is the most underrated predictor in the space. Who else is doing this, Sean Shelby? You know what I mean? I'm seriously asking, because I do surf around a little bit. One guy I check on is MMA Guru. His picks are constantly wrong. MMA Guru is very entertaining. Very fucking entertaining. But his picks versus mine, no, they don't hold up. And big love to him, because he really did a lot for the space, and the UFC's put him on. He's been on the fucking countdown shows and stuff. He's making a career out of this. That's awesome. I aspire to do something like that. So MMA Guru, all love. Not trying to hate. But as far as picking fights, I'm a 5-0 mixed martial arts fighter, and I'm consistently doing 5-0 cards. You gotta put some respect on it, folks. So let's fucking do it again. We got Marcin Tybura versus Serghei Spivac. These big boys are going to fight again, and I believe Serghei Spivac is going to be able to beat him up. Marcin Tybura looks sloppy against Tai Tuivasa. He looks sloppy striking against everybody, and he always has that ability to get the takedown and dominate in the grappling. I don't think he'll have that against Serghei Spivac. I believe Serghei Spivac's the better striker and can deal with him now. Serghei Spivac's a man now. He's, 29 years old, in his prime. Marcin Tybura is 38. I think Marcin Tybura is exiting the prime. You might have liked him against, shoey guy, but I believe that Marcin Tybura is going to start losing a couple here. This is the first one. Give me Serghei Spivac as a most confident pick. Next, we got to go with Chris Gutierrez. Chris Gutierrez is a lock against this Lee guy. Now, you might be saying, Mike, he's fighting Farid Basharat. Wrong. That's wrong. Not correct. He has a fight against Lee. I'm forgetting the first name right now. I looked him up, though. Got to go with Chris Gutierrez. He's on a full camp. This is Lee's UFC debut. Not the way to make a UFC debut. He was originally supposed to fight in September, and they're going to bump him to right now, which is significantly before September. 4 weeks? 5 weeks? It's not what you want to see. So I do believe that Chris Gutierrez could slam some kicks in there, look good. He was getting ready for a real fight against Farid Basharat, and this will be a lot easier, probably, right? Yeah, Barlow. Give me Barlow knockout over Nikolai. I'm gonna fuck this last name up. Veretennikov. Plus 140 for the knockout if you're feeling crazy. But maybe it's a parlay piece. I don't know. I got to look at the betting side and drop my bets on Friday. But as far as like confident picks, I feel like the striking, he's going to blow him out. This Veretennikov guy is a well-rounded guy. He hits okay takedowns. He's okay at grappling. He's got a good clinch against the fence. He's even got some nice finishes with his hands. But if you watch the way he punches, he seems so vulnerable for counter shots to me. And I really like Barlow. Barlow stands with that sideways back foot like they taught me over at Jackson Wink. I got to hang out with Mike Winklejohn, and he was telling me about how George St. Pierre pushes off the back foot to jab, and I was trying to adjust my style to do it a little bit too. Shout out to Coach Wink. Barlow has that type of push off that back foot. He's so fast, and I believe he'll find counter shots here. I do believe in the KO for Barlow. Yusuf Zalal. My boy Motaz, I hit him up because he's over there at Factory X up in the elevation with Yusuf Zalal as well. And I asked him, what's the finish here? And he said, pick decision. So Yusuf Zalal by decision over Jarno Errens. I understand why he said that, because Jarno Errens is a tough customer to finish. Right? He hasn't been finished in a long time. Last time he finished a fight was 2021. It's 2024. He's had plenty of fights go to decisions, and Yusuf Zalal is going to beat him up, but I think it'll be hard to get him out of there. Yusuf Zalal overall should be able to win this fight. Striking, jiu-jitsu. Yusuf Zalal is tremendous. We've been picking him, and he's been winning for us. The bookies have identified it. I'm seeing it at minus 350 right now. So another one we have to look at how we play Yusuf Zalal. But I do think Yusuf Zalal decision is a lock. How many we at? Spivak, Chris Gutierrez, Barlow, Yusuf Zalal. I got to give you one more. Give me Grigoriou over Kazama. Kazama got knocked the fuck out by Nakamura. And Nakamura's, he's good on the feet, but he's a great grappler. I believe that a wrestler. I believe that that this guy's got some real problems with his striking. Like the way Kazama just moves forward and leaves his head out there after he punches. In boxing, they teach you after you punch, you move, right? Watch a good boxer. They punch, they move. They punch, they move, right? Afterwards, you roll out, slip, level change. In MMA, shoot, right? Whatever it is, homie's not moving his head at all after he punches. I do believe that Grigoriou should be able to capitalize on that. Shara Lamppost, Grigoriou is going to be my pick there. You guys ready for the rapid fire? My rapid fire locks for UFC Fight Night Serghei Spivac versus Marcin Tybura is Serghei Spivac. I've got Chris Gutierrez. I've got Barlow knockout. I've got Shara Lamppost, Grigoriou, and give me Yusuf Zalal. Those 5 are my favorite picks for UFC Fight Night. And remember, we're in the little cage this time. That matters. I'm looking at some of these earlier fights like Carl Williams and Denise. Denise is a tremendous striker. He's a great heavyweight striker. But remember, we're in that cage. It gives advantages to people like a Carl Williams who's going to try to take him down. And being in that little cage for these heavyweights is a huge deal. It changes everything, okay? If you're able to close the distance on somebody easier and get a hold of them, and it also, it makes for more action too. So you got somebody with big power like a Barlow. I think it helps him put the hands on his opponent. So yeah, we're going with those 5 on this one. I hope you guys had fun cashing some bets. Who's been making some money here? I'll raise my hand. Finch'S live. This is cool. Thank you, Sleuth. You're pretty cool too. I think MMA Guru is racist and not my cup of tea. I mean, he is controversial. There's a difference. And I'm not even saying I'm gonna remove MMA Guru from the conversation. Just talk more generally here. There's a difference between saying something racist and saying something racial. Right? A lot of things are racial, but not racist. Okay, and so back to MMA Guru, I think he muddies that line. He says some stuff out of pocket for sure. Interesting take. I hit on all my UFC picks, got too greedy with boxing. Cruz fucked me. Wise. MMA is where it's at. The only sport I pick better than MMA, bare knuckle boxing. Dude, bare knuckle boxing, there is fucking money to be made. I might start giving those picks out too for you guys. I host bare knuckle bets for BKFC, so I haven't done my own picks show because I don't want to really compete with BKFCs, but they don't always have us do it. It's like real sporadic. I might just start giving you guys bare knuckle picks because our bare knuckle bets show, I'm hitting high clip on bare knuckle bets. So, Britain Hart this last weekend, like there's just some pretty solid locks, even though actually it was a good fight. But there's just some pretty solid locks in bare knuckle, and the odds are a little goofy. Like back in the day, back 10, 15 years ago, MMA betting was such a smaller thing and MMA was just so much less understood that the odds sometimes were stupid for some fights, just dumb for some fights. Now they're a lot better. I think BKFC's in that era right now where some shit's just mispriced. So it's always nice to do your picks without the bias of the odds first. But then when they match up and the odds are in your favor too, that's always the best, right? Who's watching what drops the dono? I'll give that a heart. You're the greatest of all time, and your picks and videos I look forward to the most out of all MMA YouTube. Thank you. I really appreciate the $5. I really appreciate you being here. Who's watching what? I'm glad you're watching this show right now. Really appreciate that. Thank you, man. Thank you. Again, I don't know who else is doing this, but I'll keep doing it for you guys. All right. Every fucking Monday night, we'll be here talking fist fights. I got you. And I should start doing more content for you guys. Just so you guys know, I'm not only giving out my like official bets in the premium channel on Telegram. I have a free Telegram where I just drop picks throughout the week, little videos. I had my Glock 34 out. I was fucking around when I did a parlay. It was Shara Bullet and Guram Kutsaladze, I think. And they came through for me. So yeah, I make more content. So if you guys want to see more of it, again, link in the channel description, and I'll drop it here in this video description as well. So appreciate that. Who's watching what? All right, Finch, don't miss this weekend's boxing main event, Virgil Ortiz Jr. versus Bohachuk. It's going to be a banger. Someone going to get knocked out. Both sides throw heavy leather. Lean is Ortiz, late KO. Dixon, my MMA knowledge is deep. My boxing knowledge, I'm more limited. So with that fight, I would really have to. I've seen Virgil Ortiz fight multiple times, but this Bohachuk dude, I got to dig deeper, buddy. I got to dig deeper. I got to keep up with BKFC. My knowledge is deep. MMA, my knowledge is deep. You know, I got to keep up with multiple organizations, specifically the UFC, of course. So I don't know. I don't always bet boxing. Very rare I bet boxing. I think I last bet I did for boxing, I put money on Anthony Joshua over Francis Ngannou because that shit was just too obvious. Sean Shelby says Chiesa. Chiesa is... Can I hate on him? Chiesa, why are you such soft, just tentative, scared athlete? He's not even a fighter. Like, what? Get in a fight, Chiesa. Chiesa's out there moving away from Tony. Jab air. He doesn't even mean to hit anything. He's like, whoop, stay away from the old man. Brother, if you can knock anybody out, it's 100-year-old Tony Ferguson. What are you scared for? He is so timid. Your homie's timid, man. I picked Chiesa. I bet on Chiesa, but shameful striking performance by Chiesa, in my opinion. He did punch Tony in the face, but when Jordan dropped Guram, I was like, oh shit, yeah, for real. Jordan did look good, man. That guy's got so many tattoos. He's almost African. His left arm is African. That's crazy. He's not a real African like Dricus du Plessis, but still. He's good. He's good, man. You know, Jordan Senek showed a lot with his striking. He looked pretty comfortable, especially, you know, in a UFC debut against a guy like Kutsaladze, who's been there with a lot of the best, man. Fought, who's that wrestler in Florida? Blanking on his name right now. You guys know exactly who I'm talking about, don't you? Damn. He lost to Benil Dariush. Gamrot. Fought Gamrot. I mean, he's, you know, Guram Kutsaladze has seen some of the best of the division already. That was a close fight, man. Really nice fight by him. So definitely going to be giving that credit to Veretennikov next time I see him. What's up, Jordan T? Thanks for jumping on. How do you decide bet sizing? Thanks for the content, Connor. That's a fucking tremendous question. I think that's one of the harder things for sure. What I do for you guys, Connor, is I drop 5 bets for the premium channel. And the idea is that you spread the money out. I would say your bigger bets are the lock and the parlay generally. For me, I hit at the highest clip on that parlay, you know, but lock in the parlay. And then at least half of the money should still be 40%. Half of the money should be on the 3 premium plays. And some of those are parlays, some of those are over-unders, some of those are whatever I figure is our best bet. And that helps you balance it because it is sporting, right? It is a fist fight. So I, you know, want to be able to cover in case we end up going 4-1 or whatever happens, right? So I want to be able to cover for madness, and you do that by being able to cover your bets. So how much you bet also depends on what the win is for each one, right? If the odds are really sweet and I'm on a big underdog, I can bet a little bit less because I'm going to get more of a payout that will cover my other bet. You see what I'm saying? Does that make sense? So I always want to cover in case I'm getting one wrong or two. But yo, we went 5-0, so you ain't even got to worry. You ain't got to worry about that shit. I got a guy, Cruz, who is the fucking man. He's been betting thousands of dollars. Cruz just bets my picks all together. So I drop a 5 picks. He puts them all together and just does a big ass parlay, and he's been hitting on these. He fucking paid for his vacation with this shit. So shout out to Cruz. Big money. He put down 300 and something and made over $2,000, like $2,500 back. Ridiculous. Shavkat versus Bilal, early take. Sick. Shavkat's going to give him hell. Early take. I'm going to early lean Bilal on that one, but Shavkat's got good hands. Shavkat's a real problem. These guys have a better wrestling background than Bilal, so it's just so impressive to see what Bilal does in the cage, because I know Bilal. I've trained with Bilal. Bilal's a high school wrestler. But with the same thing with Clay Guida, now don't get me wrong, Clay never touched gold or got as good as Bilal, but Clay's able to beat great wrestlers in wrestling in MMA, and that's what Bilal's able to do. Bilal's able to wrestle far beyond his resume, and so you would think on paper Shavkat would out wrestle the shit out of him. I don't think so, man. I think Bilal's at a whole other level, and early lean, I'll go Bilal, but really cool fight. That's like saying Kamala Harris isn't black. I'm gonna skip that one. Chiesa fought smart. There's a good point. That's a good point, Patrick. You can definitely say, like, there are certain people who are just better to bet on, like an Islam Makhachev, or like pretty much a lot of the Dagestanis, or certain people fight relatively safe and smart, and they put it in their realm, and they fight to their strengths, and don't go out there and sort of bang or risk it. That's nice. That is nicer to bet on. That's true. But I could still say he fought like a bitch, right? He didn't shoot as much as I anticipated. He absolutely has something to give to the UFC with his own weight class, blah, blah, blah. Give me some good ones, guys. Finch the Grinch. It's my wife's favorite Christmas movie. Who you got, Whitaker, or did you say Hamzat in a disrespectful way that Colby Covington would echo? How dare you, sir? Did Colby come up with that, by the way? Who do I got between Whitaker and Hamzat? That's a deep dive, man. Whitaker looked so good against Alaskarov. So good against Alaskarov. And a lot of you guys were on Alaskarov. I was trying to tell you guys that Whitaker was going to put some hands on him and defend these takedowns. Nobody wanted to listen. And so a lot of folks still bet on Alaskarov and lost their money. Whitaker is very hard to deal with, very hard to take down, has a nice bounce, his striking so much smoother. He's going to defend takedowns. He's going to have 5-round cardio. So it matters if it's 5 or 3 rounds. I haven't heard if it's 5 or 3 rounds yet. Should I look that up for you guys? I haven't heard whether or not they have it scheduled for 5 or 3. That matters. Whitaker, right? Robert the Reaper Whitaker. There he is. Alaskarov knockout in 1:49. Sick. So sick. It is 5 rounds. If it was 3 rounds, I would go Hamzat. 5 rounds with Rob Whitaker. I'll come back to you on that one. Which gym do you train at? Hood Jiu-Jitsu. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere. I've trained at Pat Curran's in Illinois. I've trained at Ohana Martial Arts. I've trained a long time at Energy MMA in Illinois. And then I would train with like Bilal and those guys over at UFC Gym Oaklawn. They would have like sort of like weekend training I would jump in on. And then I trained at Conquer Boxing, which was Lake County Boxing in Illinois. Then I decided I want to move to California and train with the best in the world. And so that's what I did. I came to California. First day, went and signed up at Kings MMA in Huntington Beach, where I would come during the summer and train at Kings, which was always awesome to be on the mat with the world champs. I mean, back when RDA was lightweight champ, and back when Kings was, one of the top gyms in the world, and Rafael Cordero was trainer of the world with, the awards. I love training at Kings. I trained there for a long time. I was a sparring partner for, Kelvin Gastelum, and I got to train with Giga Chikadze and a long list of guys, so very cool to train over there at Kings. Nowadays, I just do jiu-jitsu, man. I competed at 80cc this year. I train at Art of Jiu-Jitsu down the street. That's actually where Chito Vera was training heading up to this fight, but of course ends up being a kickboxing bout, right? So Art of Jiu-Jitsu, one of the best jiu-jitsu gyms in the world, by far the best kids team in the world. Their kids mop everybody up, and their gi game, they've got, Tynan Dolfer, world champion, Kolobate world champion, Diego Pato's world champion, gi and no gi. So they've got some fucking beasts over there. Definitely getting the jiu-jitsu game elite, dog. Finch, how confident are you in Damon Jackson? Damon Jackson has the ability to take Chepe down and take his back. I think that it's a mispriced fight, and it's very interesting. As far as confidence goes, you saw I did not put it in my top 5 most confident. I actually have a list right here of my top, 8 most confident. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He didn't make even the top 8 most confident. But odds-wise, definitely looking at touching it. Chepe's my guy. I hired him to work for me over at UFC Gym North in Chicago, and I'm rooting for him for sure. He does a lot of damage. There's obviously a pathway for him with striking, ground and pound, just being the wild man that he is. He's explosive, he's strong. But I think people are underestimating Damon Jackson's wrestling and ability to control on the ground, take the back, and maybe overestimating Chepe a little bit here. So we're going to go with Damon Jackson on that one. Rooting for Chepe, of course. Chepe, don't be mad at me. All right. Chepe got a robbery win last fight, and then the injury win, so there's been some funny business. I think Chepe is getting a little bit of that. Damon Jackson one might be a touch, right? All right. That's all I got for you guys. Spivak, Gutierrez, Barlow, Zalal, and I was actually going to throw in Grigoriou. Chandler over Santos is interesting. Hossa, Carl Hossa is interesting. I'll be looking at him. If you guys want my official bets, if you want my actual bets, go over to my premium channel and my free channel on Telegram. Now, if you want to jump in the premium, just DM me. Go on Instagram. Go to Mike Finch Show. I got me and my guy T running it. My guy T helps me get everybody set up, and he does all the comments on the premium channel and the free channel, or most of them anyway. And I just make all the content. So we work together on it. It's been good. It's been going well. People have been making money. And so if you want to try to tail me, go ahead and jump in. Link in the description of this video once I post it. Link in the description of my channel. I hope to see you guys over on Telegram. Again, just DM at Mike Finch Show. And I'm at Mike Finch MMA on Instagram. Appreciate you guys being here. It's all peace and love. They got some big fights coming up. How did nobody ask me about Max fucking Holloway versus Ilia Topuria for the belt? Sick fight. Sick fight. Super excited to break that one down. We got some good cards coming up. Don't even sleep on this one, because there are a lot of matchups on this card that will be very cool. Off the top of the head, the Denise cool. He's such a great striker and up against a powerful wrestler. A lot to learn on this card. It's going to be a fun one to watch, guys. Even if we don't have a bunch of star power on the card, you're hardcore fans. I know if you're watching, I know you're a hardcore fan, or at least a hardcore gambler. You're going to enjoy Saturday night. Appreciate you guys. It's peace and love. And come see me on Telegram. I'm dropping the bet soon.